Welcome to special episode 14 of Coffee, Beer, Coaching, and Dogs. Today, we've got Lexi Kelly on. And Lexi is a longtime open water swimmer. She participated on a professional level, kind of in the Grand Prix events for a number of years. Swam in college, has coached in Southern California for a very long time, and well, not very long. She's not that old, so. But for a while, she's been coaching in Southern California, and has a lot of really great experience that I think is relevant for you guys to hear. And she's worked with triathletes and open water swimmers and swimmers in the pool, and has a lot of interesting things to say about swimming and coaching. So I hope you guys enjoy the program today. And as always, if you have any questions, please let me know. I'm always happy to try and answer them. And if I can't get you the answer, if I don't know the answer off the top of my head, I will get you the answer that go to the place where I need to get the answer. So, we'll try to help you out where we can. So I'd also like at this point to kind of go into, the sponsors of Coffee, Beer, Coaching, and Dogs that make these episodes happen. So it's Green Multisport. Pat Green is a local to the Montgomery County, Magnolia area triathlon coach. He's got a master's team up in the Montgomery area where he coaches. And so he's been a longtime sponsor. Matt Hansen Coaching has been another longtime sponsor of Coffee, Beer, Coaching, and Dogs. Matt's a professional triathlete for a number of years. I started coaching him when he began his pro career, right at the tail end of his age group career and starting his pro career. And he started Matt Hansen Coaching, and he's got a bunch of really great coaches and himself that have put together a terrific team. So make sure to check him out. Aubrey Aldi has All Day Endurance. Aubrey's been a sponsor since the very beginning. He coaches a really great age group team out of Florida, and has really been growing with track workouts, and I think he has got organized bike rides as well, and recently started kind of a master's swim program in the area. So you can check him out. And then Brian Padilla is a former member of the Magnolia Masters, and he's an avid supporter of this podcast. And then assistant coach Max. You can never forget assistant coach Max. So, and then Magnolia Masters is a sponsor, as is Stamping Tortuga. So those are our sponsors. So you can go check them out and say thank you for supporting this podcast and helping us bring new and interesting people and ideas to you. So yeah, enjoy the show. Welcome to another wonderful edition of Coffee, Beer, Coaching, and Dogs. Today we've got Lexi Kelly. Lexi is out in Southern California, and she is a longtime swimmer, longtime competitive swimmer, open water swimmer, and coach. So, Lexi, welcome.
Hi, Tim. Thanks for having me.
Oh, yeah, it's great to have you. So I thought we'd just kind of jump right in and just right off the bat, how'd you get, when did you start swimming, and how did you get started in it?
Well, I started swimming when I was little. Like, obviously, my mom threw me into swimming lessons, and then I eventually transitioned to swim team, swam club growing up, and then the next step is college swimming. So I swam college swimming. After that, I still loved swimming, and I was like, oh, I don't want my swimming to be over. And I happened to meet basically the guru of open water, Stephen Munatonas. I swam at this little tiny pool. It's an elementary school in Seal Beach that he swims at.
Yep.
And I met him, so he got me into the open water world. My first little job with him was going down to the Cayman Islands and helping out with an open water race there called the Flower Sea Swim.
Yep.
So I could learn more about organization and sponsors and just running events to do with open water. So did that, came back for him, worked full time as his assistant, started traveling to all these different international races, just like there's so many cool events all around the world. And so I got involved with that. And then I saw there was a professional open water swimming circuit, really long distances. And I was there helping Steve kind of like promote the event and, do media, write articles for it for his website, openwaterswimming.com. And I was like, hey, I want to, like, these girls are like swimming, they're getting points, they're getting prize money, they're like making a somewhat of a living off of just swimming, and I
Yeah.
love it. So he's like, hey, why don't you do it? Like, you can kind of work for me and do this simultaneously. So then I started doing the FINA Grand Prix circuit, which is races over 15 kilometers. So it's 15. The longest one I did was 57K. So it's around 30 miles, 30
And
something miles.
which one was that? Which one is that? Is it the one
That
up in...
one's Santa Fe Coronda. It's in Argentina.
Oh, cool.
So yeah, there's about 8 different races in the circuit. You get points, prize money. It's not like enough to like make a full blown living off of, but it's a really cool way to travel and see the world and swim.
Yep.
So yeah, so I did that for a couple of years in conjunction.
And how long did it take you to do 57K?
That one took me 9.5 hours.
Now, was there anything that you did when you were gearing up for that race? Were you training differently than you normally would?
Yeah, so open water is really, there's so many different types of open water. You can go out in the ocean and it's like, choppy. There could be wind and currents. There's weaves. There's like, I did some up in Canada where the water's pretty cold. So you have to acclimate to get ready for that. This one was in a warm body of water and actually almost hot. So you have to kind of be prepared to swim in warm water and know your nutrition, be able to hydrate. So that one, the long one was in a warm body of water.
Okay.
So kind of have to be prepared for all of it.
Yeah. So you were saying about you were doing different part of the Grand Prix circuit?
Yes.
Yep. And so when and Steve Munatonis, for those that don't know, he wrote kind of still pretty much the authoritative book kind of on open water swimming tactics, and then has a really great website that kind of chronicles daily open water swimming too.
Right.
Yeah.
And he's written about, you have an event there, right?
Yeah, we do.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. What is it? It's
the snapping
Tortuga.
You got it.
Yeah, that's that's on my bucket list.
Well, you're welcome to come anytime.
Thank you.
You're welcome. And so you're working for Steve, and then you started to get into more kind of swim coaching on top of that as well.
Yeah, so I've always I did some coaching, kind of like while I was doing the circuit too. So I coached some master swimming, and then I transitioned down here. I moved to Newport from Long Beach, and that's like 30 minutes south. I ran into one of my friends that actually you probably know him, Aaron Pearsall. He's an Olympic backstroker.
Yep.
And so he went to Newport Harbor High School. I happened to run into him, and he was taking over the high school swim coaching position just for 1 year to get him back on track.
Yeah.
And revamp the program. So he's like, hey, I need like an assistant coach for high school team. Would you want to do it? So then I'm like, yeah, that would be fun to like coach, side by side with someone so prestigious. And so I started coaching high school swim with him, and then I got sucked into doing the club program there, and then just kind of built up a network. There's a big junior lifeguard program here too.
Yep.
So in order to make this program for the summer, which is it's like a beach program where they learn all the safety skills for the ocean, and they do like little competitions, they swim. So that goes really well with my open water background.
Yep. And now are you a beach lifeguard too, or you were at one point?
I was a beach lifeguard. Yeah. So I lifeguarded, I started in 2009 after I graduated. That's kind of like when I moved down here and worked for Steve, I kind of did that too. So
okay.
I have a lot of different hats that I've worn, but all in the aquatic world.
Yep.
So I train a lot of kids to get ready for that junior lifeguard test. And so it's like a big deal here to be in that program. And it's perfect for me because it's still swimming, but it's not like that competitive pool swimming that I've done before, but I just find more of a love for open water. So these are kids that are getting out in the ocean and learning skills and making the use of our beautiful Southern California beaches that we have.
And so what would you say would be what's the one thing that stood out to you when you were working with Pearsall? What did you learn anything that really kind of hit home with you watching him coach?
He's just like, he has a similar approach as me. So, like, he's not like your raging coach that's like,
Yeah.
you need to do this, 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 and this. He's very mellow, and people respect him and they want to succeed because he's just so calm and mellow. And he knows, like, he wants the kids to do well, and then they feel that energy from him. So he's just he has like a very just mellow coaching style that I really vibe with.
Oh, cool. Nice.
Yeah.
And so now you coach, I think if I remember reading right, you coach a master's team, and I think you coach like what, 2 master's teams?
I coach a lot. Like, I think I coach pretty much every kid and adult in Orange County at some point in their life. Yeah, so I do a junior lifeguard prep program,
Yep.
and it's a community pool called Newport Shores.
Yep.
So a lot of the kids go to school locally there. It's a community pool, but then I do a lot of my private lessons there too. So I do a junior guard program and then tons of privates because kids here like their one-on-ones.
Yeah.
And so there I coach at Corona Del Mar High School, which is in Newport now. I used to coach at Newport Harbor High School, which was Aaron's school, but then I just transitioned this last year to Corona Del Mar High School.
Okay.
And so I coach there. I coach Nova Masters, so it's a club in Irvine.
Yep.
And let me think what else. Equinox Sports Club. I just teach like it's sort of a master's class, but it's a sports club with like different kinds of activities like yoga or Pilates. So it's not necessarily all just like masters. I mean, it's just it's a gym with a luxury gym.
Yep.
So
they had one open up in Houston, I think about I want to say 3-4 years ago.
Yeah. Oh, so nice.
Yeah.
I love them. Yeah. And then I do a lot of so I live on Balboa Island in Newport Beach, so I love to paddle, and I train a lot of people for triathletes because open water is kind of a special niche in triathlon. Not all a lot of times it tends to be the weakest portion of the 3. So I have
Without a doubt.
So I have a specialty, being able to have that open water experience. So I actually, hop out on my paddleboard and do some lessons out here in the bay or just right by my house. So
cool.
Just kind of whatever people throw at me, I try to tailor to make everybody's goals come true.
Nice. And so you've done 57K. You've done, I think, looking at your kind of open water swim resume, you've done, really kind of some of the big swims around the world, like the Mid-Mar Mile. It's one of the largest participation swims in the world.
Yeah, he's had so there's waves of maybe 3,000 swimmers throughout the weekend. There's 8 different waves of 1 mile.
Yep.
And I think in total he's gotten up to, the race director Wayne Ridden, he's gotten up to 18,000 swimmers to do it. And that's not even counting spectators. So it's pretty cool. If you have not done it, you should check it out.
And it's down in South Africa.
Yes, it's down in it's crazy how he gets this many people out. It's literally in the middle of nowhere. It's in this lake called the Mid-Mar Dam.
Yep.
And so you fly to Durban, and then it's another like hour and a half, 2 hours from there, like inland in the Zulu country. So it's like you're in the jungle basically. You see like zebras and monkeys, and then you go out to this lake and you swim a mile. So it's pretty cool how he gets that many people there.
And so it's people from all over the world that come in to do it.
Yeah, it's a lot of South Africans, but there's a lot of other countries that come too. So
nice. And does it have like a pro field that they bring to it now?
Yeah, so he brings like he's brought in Ferry Wortman from the Netherlands. He won gold in Rio. Ashley Twitchell, she's going to the Olympics in 2020. There's a couple Australians that are going. So there's an elite field, and it's a very good elite field usually. So
yeah, because you guys at the Flower Sea swim, you guys bring in a pretty good field down there too as well.
there's a good field there, and then he also has. It's really cool because Mr. Frank Flowers, he brings a lot of former Olympians
Yep.
that maybe they're retired pool swimmers. Like last year, Anthony Irvin went,
Okay.
or like not that he's retired, but he's a pool swimmer. So
Yeah.
then you go and you're like, oh my gosh, I swam with Anthony Irvin,
Yeah.
and then like Christy Cole, she's a silver medalist from 2004. Caitlin Sandino,
Yep.
Rebecca Sony's gone. So like a lot of cool names that like not necessarily swam open water, but they still like, it's cool. You swam with these Olympians. So.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
And in a really cool location.
Exactly. It's nice to have them get to go down there you get a week vacation in the beautiful white sand beaches of the Cayman Islands. So.
Yep. And so do you have of all the races that you've done, do you have kind of a favorite or one that sticks out?
If it weren't for the Snapping Tortuga, which I haven't participated
Yes.
in.
Well, of course.
Let's see. I mean, they're all so unique and different. It's hard to just pick one.
Sure.
Of course, I have a love for the Flowers Sea Swim because that one's kind of close to my heart because
it was one of the where you learned how to do it.
Yeah, exactly. And then Midmar is always awesome. There's a race down in Brazil. It's called King and Queen of the Sea.
Yep.
And
it's in Rio, isn't it?
Yeah, it's been in Rio. They've actually had another location they had in Florianopolis as well, but it's always in Rio. That one is. And that one is actually kind of like we were talking, I think earlier, just you and I, we were talking about the San Clemente Ocean Festival.
Yeah.
So that one's similar to it. So it has activities for everybody.
Yep.
So there's like paddle boarding, there's running, there's run swims, there's like we said, sand castle contests, different just beach activities. So it's not necessarily just for like the elite swimmers. And then they definitely do have, they have an elite field as well down there, brought some of the medalists, Os Maluli and Ferry and gold medalists and stuff from open water. But they also have like, your average, everybody that wants to swim. Like my mom can go.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Yeah.
So do you have what are in Southern California, you guys have a ton of options in terms of open water swims typically during the season. Do you have kind of a top 3 that you can't miss every kind of summer season?
Yeah, it's funny. So despite the fact that, Southern California is so like ocean oriented, none of the races that I go to are like big, like Midmar or King and Queen of the Sea. They're all these like little ones that are like 400 people, which are decent size. But they're all really fun. Of course, I love so I live on Balboa Island in Newport. I hop on the ferry and I go across, and there's a race that starts at the Balboa Pier. So it's literally like just a fun little adventure for me to just go over there. It's a Newport Pier to Pier Sea Swim, Balboa Pier to Newport Pier. It's 2 miles. So that's always one of my favorites. I can just sleep in and hop on the ferry and get it and do a fun swimming race. So that one, there's one in Redondo Beach that's really fun. Similar, there's like different options. There's a 1 mile. They had there was like a 100-meter race for little kids. So there's that one up in Redondo. There's actually a really fun one in San Diego, in La Jolla.
Yep.
It's a 10-mile relay. Some people do it solo, which no thank you, I'm good. I've 9.5 hours in Argentina.
Is that the tour of the buoys?
No, it's called La Jolla Relays, I think it is.
Okay.
Yeah. I have to look up so you have most people have 5 people on a team, and it's kind of like you're hanging out all day. There's a loop course. It's 1 mile.
Yep.
So you swim a mile, and then the next teammate goes and does a mile. All 5 of you go, and then you go through the rotation one more time. So it's 10 miles. So it's cool because it's like you're hanging out, but you're swimming. And I can't remember. There's at least 200 teams. So that's quite a few people. So, and at the beginning, it's kind of like the first loop. It's not that like it's you're swimming. You could be swimming by yourself for some of it, but then like everybody kind of spreads out, so the whole mile is covered by people. So it's just a big circle of people swimming, and it's really fun to just like, you feel really safe, and it's really beautiful there. So that's always the fun one here.
Yeah, we've got a similar event to that over in Austin. It's the Lake Travis Relay Swim.
Oh, okay. I've seen that before. I've never gone, so I need to get out to Texas and do some of those.
I'm telling you. But the one thing about Texas, for as much pool swimming goes on here, open water swimming is not incredibly popular.
Oh,
Yeah,
surprising.
I know.
Hmm.
It's always surprised me
How
too.
how are the water temperatures there in
Well,
the
it's
lake?
that's part of the problem is that
Does it get too hot?
it gets too hot. So the
Ah,
season really only goes where the water is kind of either not too hot or not, that kind of Goldilocks zone. It really only goes from about late March through kind of mid May, and then kind of late September through early November.
okay. So it's kind of small windows of time,
Yeah,
but
they're basically about 2.5 month windows on each end of the year.
I see.
So
But you're making the most of it.
we're making the most of it. We're trying to get open water swimming more popular. So, but yeah, no, that's one thing that's always been interesting. Has been, as much as triathletes want to get better at open water swimming, most of them don't want to race just like a pure open water event.
Yep, I found that to be an issue here too.
Yeah.
They want to do it all or not
Yeah,
just the swim.
exactly. Exactly. And as you know, the best way to get better at open water swimming is to race.
Yep.
So, and then kind of on the dog portion of this podcast, I think you recently got a new pooch.
Yes, I got a new little Frenchie. I've always wanted a dog, but like I've always been so busy, as you can tell with what I was
Yeah.
telling you about what I do. I'm always so scattered and coaching here and there and running around, and I was like, I don't know if I can actually like take care of anything, like let alone anything, let alone a succulent plant that needs to be watered every other week.
Yeah.
But so I got a little French bulldog. His name's Kai, and Kai means ocean in Hawaiian. My family moved out to Hawaii. Not that I like the name Kai anyways, and I love the ocean, so his name's Kai.
Nice.
And he's a little French bulldog. He weighs probably like 4 or 5 pounds right now, and he's currently sitting in my lap taking a little nap. So
And
I'm
and how old is he?
he's I guess we speak in weeks right now, 12 weeks, so 3 months old.
Okay, so pretty brand
Yeah.
new. Pretty
Yeah, I
brand new.
just had him 3-4 weeks, so
Okay, well that's
he's my
fantastic.
little quarantine buddy right now.
Yeah, I bet. And how's that going for you guys down in Southern California right now?
For me, it's been fine. I live on Babo Island,
Yeah.
so it's like I can walk down. I mean, I live in a studio apartment. It's really small, but I'm close to the water, so I can hop in
So
and
you've still been
swim.
getting in your open water swims?
Yeah, so I have been able to get in my paddleboard. The governor, as of like I think 2 days ago or
Yep.
yesterday, as of today, we're officially not allowed to go to any of the beaches. So they just like put all this extra like fencing up on the actual beaches, but I'm not sure. I haven't checked. I still think I can go out here. My friend went paddling this morning,
Yep.
so I think since it's more residential right here and it's kind of confined,
Yep.
I think I'll still be able to get in the water.
And there's like a lot of, it's basically like a lot of canals, isn't it?
Yeah, it's in the bay, so
Yeah.
it's like you're going through. So it's not necessarily beach, oceanfront or anything. It's
Yep.
just like water, and people have their private docks and like their boats, so it might be hard for them to like fully police it here.
Yeah, and shut it down. So you might get in
Yeah, and if I'm in the water
rogue
by
open water swim.
myself, yeah, exactly. I'll be like, oh, I'm sorry, I'll swim. I'll go back. I'll get out.
Yeah.
So yeah, we'll see if Harbor. I'll test it out later today and let you know
There
if
you
Harbor Patrol pulls me over.
There you go. But otherwise managing okay through quarantine.
Yeah, I've always been like, able to do my workouts. I love the social scene. I love going to different like fitness classes. I love going to Soul Cycle and Barry's boot camp and some of the Equinox classes and yoga and boxing and things. But so I find my workouts to be my social life.
Yep.
And I don't have that right now, so that's a little tough. But I also do love running and paddling and swimming, and I think I'm utilizing more of like what I have here, just like being at home. So,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and you've been running some workouts for Swim Outlet too, haven't you?
Right.
Some
Yeah.
online.
So since I do a lot of those like Barry's boot camp kind of Soul Cycle things, I've learned a lot over the years, just working out with like body weight and things like that, and just like whole dry land swimming supplement to my workouts as well. So yeah, I've been running these Instagram live at home workouts for swimmers. So
Yep. And
basically dry land exercises, just incorporating some swimming terms and some, making sure we're still using all of our swimming muscles.
Yeah. And when are those? When can you find those live on Instagram?
Swim Outlet has them every day, Monday through Friday, 10 a.m.
Okay.
And I usually do, I kicked off the first week, but then we wanted to like mix in some other, like a male and some different perspectives. So I'm now doing mostly Mondays and Tuesdays.
Okay.
So for sure on Mondays and Tuesdays, 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. And then sometimes I might do a Wednesday or another day here and there, but they post the schedule every week. So.
Oh, very cool. And so you just go and follow the swimoutlet.com Instagram page.
Yeah, just follow Swim Outlet, and then all of them are saved on there. So if you miss it, it's okay. They'll be uploaded onto the feed. So if you just go and scroll down, you can see. I've done some of them actually, since this is a dog podcast too. I've done some of my workouts with my little Frenchie. So
if you're jonesing to get what a Frenchie puppy looks like, you can get your fix on Swim Outlet.
Yeah. Usually dress them up, put a pair of goggles on them or something. Make it swimming fun,
Yeah, I got you. Okay, well, Lexi, thanks for coming out and hanging out with us today, and glad to hear everything's going well with you. Is there anything else that we missed that you wanted to talk about?
No, I think we covered most of it, and thank you so much for having me. It was really fun, and good luck with all your master swimming and all their open water events in Texas.
Yeah, exactly. Whenever we get back to it, we'll get back to it. So.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Yep, and thanks again.
You're welcome. Stay safe.
You too.